Antifa, they on our counterintelligence, Antifa, individuals were working with True News, which is a fake news site established by Media Matters for America. We believe Zachary Patrizio from Salon was involved. We've got them all on tape colluding with masks on. There were people there that said they were from Fox News, but we believe those were also infiltrators because Fox News was not there. But when you use masks, Brandon, to get into things, I mean, bad people, just like you go back to the riots across America, they're using masks now to do bad things. Hey,
I got to say this, Edward. I am the first person to be accused of being both a white nationalist and an Antifa domestic terrorist.
Oh, boy.
I pulled it off. How about that?
You did it, Rick. You
a
should get an award.
White nationalist, left-wing Antifa domestic terrorist.
That is so bonkers what I just heard.
It really is sad. Mr. Lindell, I don't know one person at Media Matters, and if they're funding us, their checks are late. They're about 22 years late because I've had to get on my knees and pray every day and for the funds to come in from donations from people around the world. And Antifa, no, we didn't smuggle any Antifa people in. That just didn't happen. I don't know one single Antifa member.
So, Rick, where's all this coming from?
Somebody's feeding Mr. Lindell a lot of bad information, and I think he should wise up and take a look at who he's surrounded himself with and whether somebody has gotten inside his group and they are now turning him into a clown.
Yeah, destroying his own credibility.
Yes, they're destroying his credibility.
Okay, so he has this big, show to show truth, right? Mm-hmm. Just that statement alone about disparaging us.
Yes.
Just neglects all that stuff that he might have been true because that is blatant lies what he's saying. I mean, it's just that discredits him.
But he said that he's got counterintelligence team that is giving him this report.
Is that Mossad? Through Dirty Dershowitz?
Somebody is feeding him information.
So if he's so wrong on us, right, on that intel report, what about the other stuff he's trying to feed the American people about the election?
So that's what it's doing to me. Now I'm in the story. Right? Suddenly, how in the world did I get in the Mike Lindell story?
You didn't even go.
So
you were working all last week, and so
if his sources of information are so faulty that he accuses True News of being a Media Matters puppet.
Funded by Media
Matters. And that we smuggle Antifa terrorists into meetings. If his information is that faulty, then I can't trust anything Mike Lindell says.
Right.
And I've been one guy here through this whole thing that has said, let's hear him out. Let's not attack him. Let's give the man a fair chance to present his information.
That's why we sent our team out.
Yes, that's why we sent Edward and Laurie. But now, I wouldn't waste a dime on anything Mike Lindell says.
And this
Shapiro and Steven Crowder and Blaze TV and Tim Pool and Newsmax, why are they still protecting this lunatic? Now, if you watch these guys, you're going to tell me that they've called him out and said he's crazy, which I'm sure they have, just like MSNBC exposed Biden as a potential sexual predator and CNN exposed Nancy Pelosi as a fraud. Don't fall for the honorable mention trick, guys. Just about everyone does it. 2% of their content, they critique the side that they favor. What you need to focus on is what they focus on. And predominantly, right-wing media has been very, very silent and quiet about Mike Lindell. Now, consider the implications of that. This guy's a conservative, he's a right-wing conservative. Clearly he's a lunatic, and he's spreading a lot of misinformation and lies. And who are the people that he's influencing with this nonsense? It would be the kind of people who would be watching right-wing media. So by right-wing media being silent about this lunatic to their audience, they're helping this lunatic to have more credibility. Because if I'm a right-winger and the media I'm watching is not calling this guy out left and right every time he does some craziness, and I'm not watching liberal media who obviously their whole thing is to constantly attack the right, so of course they talk about this, then that means a lot of people are going to get caught up in his lies, caught up in his bullshit, maybe donating to him. So by right-wing media being silent about him, they're helping him to defraud him, the American people, anyone who's donating to him, supporting him, anyone who's getting twisted up in his delusions. This is what Ben Shapiro supports. He supports this. He supports Matt Gaetz potentially raping children. All these right-wingers, they support that, right? Just like how you see left-wing media supporting left-wing domestic terrorism. The same people who are quick to jump on, oh, January 6th, terrorists. Yes, terrorists. But what about the terrorists from last summer? Violence for politics equals domestic terrorism. Why is it that when your side, and question applies to whoever side is listening, because it's both sides that are doing this. Why is it that when your side uses violence for politics, they're freedom fighters? But when your political opponents do it, they're terrorists. Right. Mike Lindell is a lunatic, and it's disgusting that right-wing media is protecting him. Clearly, they realize he's a lunatic, which is why a lot of them don't even really talk about him. But if he was an Antifa leader or something or anything like that, they'd all be all over it. Why is that? Why does left-wing and right-wing media insist on keeping the American people in bubbles, dividing us, breeding hate? Why is it that the Young Turks, David Pakman, Brian Tyler Cohen, MSNBC, CNN, why are they okay with being part of what is dividing this country? Is the money really worth it? I guess so. This is the Debate Me channel. Debate me in the comment section below. Click on the like button, subscribe, smash that bell. Be well. Mike Lindell is a lunatic, like the moon.